we'll get into the Eagles and how they just, I guess, washed that game away. Or, better yet, laid an egg, right? So, Patriots and Jets. I'm going to roll with the Jets on this one. They're at home. Aaron Rodgers. Seem like they're getting their feet underneath them. No telling how long we got with Aaron Rodgers. We like to see him make the playoffs. Seem like they're getting their stroll on. They're at home. Came pretty close. I was looking at the Patriots. I like the Patriots are playing pretty good. A little shocking. Could the Patriots make the playoffs? We don't know. But I tell you what, they've been impressive to start. But I'm going to go with those Jets at home. Aaron Rodgers. And we'll do it like that. Eagles and Saints. I'm going to say it like this. I didn't have a problem with the play call. Saquon Barkley, he dropped the ball. It happens. I don't blame Saquon Barkley. I don't blame the play call. People saying, well, you could have ran the ball. Then you could have done the brotherly shove, could have ended the game. That is true. But thinking about the Philadelphia Eagles, they've never been simple. They always done these flair kind of plays. It was the right play call, just bad execution. He dropped the ball. He catches that ball. No one's talking about it. Eagles move on. Game's over with. Time to drop to a knee, right? My thing is, I put it on the defense. Because it's three parts. You got offense, you got defense, you got special teams. Defense had a job to do. They allowed the Falcons to march the ball right up the field in chunk plays to lead to a game-winning touchdown. Defense doing their job, that doesn't happen. We can say all we want about the offense. The offense is kind of, I don't want to say fluttering throughout the game, but it just didn't feel right to me on the offense. Jalen Hurts did a lot of scrambling. He showed he was healthy. He took off a lot, picked up a lot of chunk yards as well. But I don't want to see Jalen Hurts running like that, to be honest with you. He easily can get dinged up, and not only that, he got a bad case of disease of the fumbleitis. He will come off the ball occasionally. Luckily this year, not as much, but he keeps running like that. Bad things are going to happen. I'd rather him stay in the pocket, run when you have to, not these design runs all the time. Him looking at the first, second read, he's just taking off. And if you're going to do that, make sure you get out of bounds. We understand what happened with Tua and everything. No one wants their quarterback getting banged up, but I don't want to stay on this pick too long. But like I said, there's a lot of pressure on these Eagles, especially coming in against these Saints. Saints are at home. Saints are rolling. Saints embarrassed the Cowboys. Put up 44 points. 44 points. And now the Eagles coming off that disappointing loss. Will it be a hangover? Don't know. That game was tough. I'm going to be honest with you. Bad sleep night on that one. Because when you have the game in a bag and you allow it to get away, when you know you should have won, it's hard to swallow, man. Pause. That's hard to swallow. It's hard to swallow. So I'm very, very disappointed with that one. And like I said, it's mostly on the defense, not too much on the offense. Sirianni and the play calling and stuff like that, he's going to be sporadic. He's going to gamble. He's going to do things. The play was there. You've seen it. He just dropped it. Plain and simple. But my issue is with this defense. Over the past few seasons, the defense hasn't looked right. Too much airspace around that secondary. They're picking up chunk plays against this defense. No pressure on the quarterback. See, I can sit here all day long and we won't even get through these picks. But I got to move along. But I'm telling you, man, they better figure it out. And Fangio, I've never been a fan of Fangio. All I know him for is his defense getting gashed. That's all he's known for with me. So, no, I'm not on bored with Fangio. By any degree, I'm not with him. So I just want to put that out there. He got to straighten his defense up. He better lift some fire in him. Other than that, Eagles against the Saints, I'm going with the Saints. Yeah, I know it might be a little shock, but I'm a little flustered with last week. To me, Eagles got to prove they got to get consistent. They got to show they got to come in here. They're going to knock teams down. I don't care A.J. Brown is out or not. So what? Got enough weapons over there to still get the job done. And matter of fact, I think A.J. Brown's going to, yeah, he will be missing this week. I think they said 2 weeks A.J. Brown is out. Not sure. I think it's 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm rolling with the Saints. Saints at home. They're rolling. They're feeling good. Just came off of thrashing the Cowboys. Eagles, they're kind of, they're going to come in ready this week to try to erase that bad taste in their mouth. But will they do it? It's going to be the question. And of course I want them to do it. But this week I have to go against the grain and I have to roll with the Saints.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
All right, let's get this thing off of here. Excuse me. Excuse me. I had to sneeze. Okay. Broncos and Buccaneers. Hey man, Buccaneers looking good too. They're at home against the Broncos. That's gonna be like one of those. You don't want to really tune into that game, but it'll be interesting to see who pull it out. That's the type of game and matchup this is. You might not have the flair that you want. You might not have all the star power in this matchup, but I feel like it's going to be a grit and grinder. It can turn out either way. It could be by a field goal. It could be, but I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. They're at home. I feel like, Mayfield's been playing well enough, shockingly. And they have a wide receiver group who can make plays. I'm an Evans fan, so I'm going to roll with the Bucs. Bears and Colts. Bears got beat by the Texans last week. Very impressed by them and Caleb Williams. I'm glad I said Caleb Williams. I always say Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams started that game. He was on point. He figured it out from week 1? Week 3, I think it gets a little better. I'm going to roll with them against the Colts at home. Of course, the Colts are in the Texans division, right? And Colts could easily pull it out. I mean, that can be one of those, but I'm going to go with the Bears. I feel like Caleb Williams is starting to get it, and he's due for one of them good games that he just finish it. Whole 60 minutes where he just plays well. I'm going to say he's going to complete it in this game here in week 3. Going with the Bears. Dolphins and Seahawks. Dolphins seem like they're starting to fall off the rails a little bit. Now you have Tua out. Maybe Tua out. I don't know. I haven't heard any updates lately. Is it a possibility Tua's going to play in this game? Is there a possibility Tua will play in this game? Or he's out? Even though he might play or not, I'm still going to pick the Seahawks at home. I just think they coming off to a slow start. They're trying to figure some things out. Even when Tua was in there, it still didn't look as crisp as you thought it could be to start this season with all that speed on the outside and how many points they've been putting up last year against teams. I'm going with those Seahawks. They grit and grind. Quarterback over there, Geno, he's coming to his own the past 2 seasons after being in Kirk Cousins' spot majority of his career. But I like what he's doing over there. And the Seahawks, they grit and grind, and they're going to be at home. I think they're going to pull it out. I'm rolling with the Seahawks. Let's take it down. 49ers and Rams. Going with the 49ers. We already know about the injuries over there for the Rams. They're completed at that wide receiver position. They're just trying to keep it together. 49ers, they lost last week, I believe. Yes, they lost to the Vikings 23-17, so you know they're going to be fired up. And fired up versus a depletion of a team, that equals win in my book. We're going with the 49ers. One more down. Ravens and Cowboys. This one kind of a tough one. These two teams are kind of in the same spot. Underachieving early in this season. Have all the talent in the world to make things happen. They've just been unable to do it. Cowboys are at home. They just got smacked in the face by the Saints. 44 points ran on them. Ravens just seem to not complete games. This is almost a toss-up. Almost a toss-up. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go with those Cowboys. And the only reason I'm going with those Cowboys, because it's pressure time. Cowboys can't really afford to lose this game at home. It could be major changes. And I don't mean like people getting fired and then I'm talking about, man, they're going to be thinking about moving around some pieces or how this season's going down in the dumps. That's how important this game is for the Cowboys at home this early in the season. They drop this game, the noise is going to come. People are going to start talking again. Same thing with the Ravens. But you're going to hear it more on the Cowboys side. This is a pressure game for the Cowboys. You better expect them to come out and give all they got at home. Because they're going to start hearing boo birds. They're going to be talking about getting rid of McCarthy. They're going to talk about Dak Prescott. We paid him at the wrong time. We should have kept that money. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a whole lot of talk going around. And that Dallas defense is going to have to come back. And I figure they're going to come back at home and they're going to give Lamar Jackson the fits. As much as he runs around and how athletic he is, I think the Cowboys are going to have him on the run. Look, I want it to go the other way. Y'all know me. I want the Ravens to get him. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go with this instead of this sometimes. Right? My mind's telling me the Cowboys are going to get the Ravens. Even though I want the Ravens to pull it out. So you got to go with this and not your heart. When you're doing these picks. And it should be in reverse for me since I'm 7-9 2 weeks in a row, right? Maybe I should have been going with my heart instead of this. But that ain't the way it go. We're going to keep rolling it like this. But Cowboys in week 3 against the Ravens, and we're going to roll it like that. Let's move this thing down. Jaguars and Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills at home. Look like the Bills are rolling. Josh Allen them over there, Bills Mafia, look like they are rolling. And the Jaguars are what? In the Texans division. Yeah. And I like the team, but the Bills, man, they're at home, hard place to play. I almost said that I wish the Jaguars would beat the Bills. Why would I want that to happen? When in the Texans division. I just like the Jaguars. Like I said, I like the makeup of their team, Lawrence and all those, ETN, all those guys over there, they grit and grind. I just like the style of play and aggressiveness and how they attack and everything about the football team. And of course, you got Peterson over there, former Eagles Super Bowl coach, of course. I had to throw that out there, yeah. But I think the Bills going to get them in week 3. They're at home. I think they just keep it rolling. So we'll do that. Bills in week 3. Let's take this thing to the top. Giants and Browns. I'm going with the Browns. We already know the situation with that. I don't really have to explain anything with this game, really. But I will say Deshaun Watson, hell of a game by him last week. And he's at home. Maybe he can, backdoor it, build on top of it. The Giants, I think the Giants might be the worst team in the league. We're going to find that out as the weeks go on. But I believe they're the worst team in the league. So I'm picking the Browns week 3. Browns in week 3. Texans and Vikings. Vikings showed out a little bit, didn't they? Yeah. One we talked about earlier, 23-17, they beat the 49ers. This is going to be a good test for the Texans. Yeah. Going into Minnesota, playing this team, this will be one of those good wins that you can coin one of these type of wins. You can say, okay, now we feel like we can go out there and we can win in any situation. On the road, at home. I'm not saying the Vikings is all world. They're the best team in the league. I'm not saying that. But it's a tough team to play in week 3 in their building. Tough team to play. And I don't know about the injury situation, injury report, who's in, who's out. But as far as what I'm looking at now, expecting everybody to be healthy, yeah, it's a good matchup. And of course, I'm taking the Texans in this matchup. Keep the train moving. So I don't expect them to fall off the rails in week 3. We got more competition coming up down the road that might have you scratch your head here and there, depending on health, where they are at that time, the momentum that they're gaining. It's going to depend on all of that. We don't expect them to go undefeated, do we? It would be nice. It would be nice.